Good evening, everyone. Peace and blessings to you. Welcome to day 18 of our 64-day challenge focused on creating peace and nonviolence. My name is Reverend Leah Alvarado. I'm with New Thought, Northern Colorado Center for Spiritual Living. Today's topic is transmuting anger into nonviolence. Gandhi said, "I have found through bitter experience the one supreme lesson to conserve my anger. And as heat conserved, as heat conserved is transmuted into energy, even so our anger controlled can be transmuted into a power which can move the world." Anger is the great enemy of nonviolence because anger is violence. Yet anger, rightly understood, can be actually a great source of power, which I talked about briefly yesterday. Anger is, in every case, a reaction, though, to fear. It may be fear that we're not getting what we want or what others want or need. It may be fear that something will be taken from us. Whatever the fear may be, our anger is always rising out of it. If we're willing to pause and have the courage to examine our anger, we can begin to explore the fear behind it. As we do this, our anger dissipates, and we can do the healing work necessary to release and heal our fears. We can then see our humanness as well as the humanity in others, because all of us have fears, many of which we're unaware of. As we do this important healing work, the power that our anger once had can now be transmuted into a force for nonviolence. How beautiful is that? Our reflection questions today, put those in the chat. So let's look at these. Our first one, as you think about times in your life when you've experienced anger, can you see how fear played a part in it? So just think for a moment, times in your life when you were filled with anger. Maybe it was something you witnessed in the news, something happening politically, something happening within your own family. Take yourself back to that time when you were experiencing that anger. Can you see how underneath the anger there is fear? Just notice that. See if you can see that for yourself. That underneath anger, there is always fear. In the next question, in recognizing the fear beneath the anger, how does this change your feelings about the things you've witnessed in your world or in your life? Sometimes when we witness the anger of others, for those of us who are sensitive people, when we witness that, it is hard to see and can even bring up emotion in us as we're witnessing that. But if you know that fear is underneath it, what we witnessed at the Capitol, for example, the riots that happened, you could see the anger on their faces, you could see it in the violence. If you think back in your memory, we all have it in our minds. As we close our eyes, we can take ourselves back to seeing that in the news. And when you think about the fear that was there, that was in the background, in the unsaid, how does that change your feelings about what happened? How does it change your feelings about humanity, whether that incident or something else? Does it shift something in you? Does it bring you to a place of compassion and understanding? Or not? And if you're not there yet, that's fine. Just something to reflect on, something to think about. Our affirmative practice today. Let's say this together. No matter where you are, in your house, wherever you are, just say it out loud. There's something really powerful when we speak something and we say it out loud. So let's do that. I will recognize anger as my fear in disguise. I will find the cause of my fear and begin using the energy behind it as the power for peace. This is the path to nonviolence. So let's just close our eyes for a moment, taking in these words, noticing within yourself the fear that comes up, the fear that is there when those times when you've expressed anger or when you've witnessed anger. Just notice within yourself in those moments what you were afraid of. And just notice, being gentle with yourself. This isn't to judge or analyze, it's just to simply notice. And when we notice fears within ourselves, it's an opportunity then to love ourselves. It's an opportunity to be gentle with ourselves. Just like a little child that comes up to you and is afraid and scared, you wouldn't shoo that child away. You would invite that child up on your lap and hold them and reassure them until their fear subsided. Each one of us has a little one inside of us, a little version of ourselves, a childlike version of ourselves that responds to the world with these heightened emotions. And when we can take time to bring that child into our awareness, put our arms around that child, let that child know that we love them, that we're here, that they're safe, you will notice immediately that your fear will subside. It goes away simply by doing that, and it takes only seconds. And so right now, send love from your heart to that little child of yours, that inner child that just wants to be loved, just wants to be reassured that all is well. Imagine them right in front of you and put your arms around that inner child, that little version of yourself, and just tell them, I love you. You're safe. I'm right here. And so as we do this for ourselves, we can then recognize that in others. When others are expressing anger, when we're witnessing violence, to know that each person has a little version of themselves, a little child that is afraid, that's been wounded, that's been hurt, and all they need is to be loved. That's all they need. Love is that healing salve. Every single one of us on this planet needs that love. It's who we are. And sometimes we just forget. We forget who we are. So taking a deep breath, feel that love radiating from your heart. And just committing to being gentle with yourself on this journey of creating peace and nonviolence within ourselves. And as we do that for ourselves, we do that for our communities, we do that for the world. Many blessings to you this evening. I look forward to being with you again tomorrow night, same time, same place. Namaste. Let peace begin with you. Love is who I am. Love is who we are. Love is all there is. Good night, everyone.